All right, picture this. You're standing right on the banks of the Panchganga River in Maharashtra, India, and you're about to step into a place of just epic scale. I'm talking undeniable spiritual magnetism. Welcome to our explainer on the magnificent Mahalakshmi temple, or as the locals affectionately call it, the Ambabai temple. Now, this isn't just some old monument. It is a living, breathing epicenter of devotion that has literally been pulsing with energy for centuries.
So it really begs the question, what makes a 7th century temple one of the absolute most powerful spiritual centers in all of India? It's kind of a fascinating mystery, right? Because every single year, millions of devotees cross the country and honestly the world just to get to this specific geographic coordinate. And let me be clear, they aren't just coming to admire ancient stones. They are seeking salvation. They're seeking the fulfillment of their deepest wishes and a connection to a divine power that feels almost tangible in the air.
Okay, 40 kilograms. That is the weight of the central idol of the goddess. But here's the truly wild part. This 3-foot-tall idol, it's carved from a solid piece of black gemstone. And it gets even more incredible, because the idol is considered Swayambhu, which means self-manifested. Local legends, backed by ancient beliefs, suggest this idol is over 7,000 years old. 7,000. That means it predates the Krishna avatar by 2 entire millennia. It's just a staggering concept of time, all wrapped up in one magnificent black gemstone.
Section 1. A sacred destination and the epic scale of Kolhapur's spiritual magnetism. This place possesses such immense spiritual gravity that it's actually believed to be a destination where devotees can attain moksha. That's ultimate liberation from the cycle of rebirth, literally the highest spiritual goal in Hinduism. And part of that power comes from a really fascinating theological dualism. It's like, depending on who you ask, the deity takes on different, yet equally powerful meanings. On one hand, we have the Vaishnava belief. They revere her as goddess Lakshmi, the consort of Lord Vishnu. The tradition there is that she actually left Lord Venkateshwar in Tirupati to reside here in Kolhapur, basically linking the two sites. But then, on the flip side, the Shakti tradition sees her as a form of goddess Parvati. To them, this is one of the 51 sacred Shakti Peethas, marking the exact spot where the 3 eyes of goddess Sati fell to earth. It's just this brilliant intersection of ancient faiths.
Section 2. Myth and Divine Origins, exploring the defeat of the demon Kolhasur.
So according to the ancient text, the Karvir Mahatmya, there was this cruel, arrogant demon named Kolhasur who was basically tormenting the region. Hearing the local population's pleas, the goddess manifested as a fierce warrior. She mounted a lion and engaged this demon in a massive, multi-day battle right on this very spot. When she finally defeated him, he actually begged for mercy, and in a supreme act of compassion, she forgave him but banished him from the land forever. As his final dying wish, he asked that the region be named after him. The goddess granted it, and the ancient land of Karvir was transformed into Kolhapur, the city of Kolhasur. And that right there is exactly why the Skanda Purana praises her with the chant, Om Karvira Navasinyaye Namaha, which means, glory to the goddess who lives in Karavira.
Now, what's really crucial here is how all this mythology is physically represented in the idol itself. First off, it's incredibly rare because the idol faces west, a direction that's believed to grant blessings a lot more rapidly. But pay attention to the iconography. Beneath her feet, there's a stone lion. Up on her crown sits a Shivalinga, protected by a 5-headed snake. And in her 4 hands, she holds these very distinct symbols of her power. There's a mace for strength, a citron fruit for fertility, a shield for protection, and an amrit kalash, a pot of nectar, symbolizing her nurturing nature. Literally every single detail is loaded with cosmic meaning.
Moving on to Section 3, Hamad Banti Architectural Marvels, where centuries of devotion are carved in stone.
The physical structure that actually houses the goddess is an absolute marvel. Seriously, it's built from black basalt and Kadapa stone using this intricate Hemadpanti style, meaning the stones perfectly interlock without any mortar, no mortar at all. The walls themselves are like historical documents, adorned with elaborate carvings and even a 12th century Sanskrit inscription. And, this wasn't just thrown together overnight. It's a composite of centuries of royal devotion. It kicked off back in the 7th century with the Shaloka king Karnadeva. Fast forward to the 13th century, and you have the Yadav king Singhan adding the Kurma Mandap, which is this stunning assembly hall. Later on, during the 18th century, Maratha leaders stepped in for major renovations. So what you're looking at today is quite literally a physical timeline of India's greatest dynasties.
But wait, there's this fascinating secret hidden right above the Garbhagriha that's the innermost sanctum where the goddess resides. Tucked away inside the secret chamber is an ancient Mutralinga and an idol of Lord Ganesha. It's completely shrouded in mystery. In fact, it stays closed to the public for almost the entire year, only opening its doors on highly specific, spiritually charged days like Mahashivaratri and Tripuroi Purnima. It just adds this incredible layer of hidden power to the whole site.
Section 4. The Kiranotsav phenomenon, or when the sun bows down to the goddess.
Okay, this next part is almost impossible to fathom. The 7th century architects possessed such an advanced understanding of astronomy and geometry that they designed the temple to capture the setting sun in a way that feels like absolute magic. Twice a year, for 3 days in late January to early February, and then again in November, the setting sun aligns perfectly with the temple's open corridors. On day 1, the rays travel all the way into the sanctum, just to touch the goddess's feet. On the second day, the light rises up to her chest. And finally, on the third day, the sun's rays completely illuminate her entire body. It is a stunning, physical representation of the cosmos bowing down to the divine, and it was engineered by brilliant minds over 1,000 years ago.
Section 5. Rhythms of Devotion, diving into the living, breathing, daily pulse of the temple.
To truly understand the Mahalakshmi temple, we have to look past the stone and the stars and really focus on its heartbeat, because this is a living, breathing space. From 4 a.m. when those temple doors first swing open all the way until 10:30 p.m. when they close, the precinct just vibrates with this continuous, deeply sensory rhythm of devotion. The day kicks off in the dark at 5:30 a.m. with the Kakad Arti. It's lit by torches, and the goddess is offered butter and sugar to the sound of these echoing chants. Later in the morning, she receives the Panchamrit Abhishek, which is an anointing of curd, milk, and honey. By 1:30 p.m., it's time for the Alankar Puja, where she's adorned in a gorgeous Mahavastra and traditional solid gold ornaments. Finally, at 10 p.m., the Shej Arti softly closes out the day. It's just this non-stop cycle of care and reverence.
And man, when festivals roll around, that daily energy simply explodes into something monumental. During the 10-day Navratri Mahotsav, the goddess is carried right through the crowds in a dazzling silver palanquin. And during Rathotsav, that's the spring chariot festival, she's taken out on a newly built silver chariot. We're talking intricate street rangolis, a full military band, and the night is literally capped off at 10:30 p.m. with a real cannon salute. The scale of celebration here is just breathtaking.
So, I have to ask, what aspect of this 7th century marvel would you most want to experience? Would you want to run your hands along that mortarless Himad Pandi architectural stonework and just feel the history? Do you want to stand there in awe during the Kiranotsav and watch the sun perfectly illuminate a 7,000-year-old idol? Or do you want to be there at 5:30 in the morning, completely immersed in the chants of the Kakad Arti? Whatever it is, the Mahalakshmi Temple of Kolhapur stands as this brilliant testament to both human devotion and ancient ingenuity. We really hope this explainer brought it to life for you, because it's absolutely a place that demands to be experienced in person.